This is an overview of the MERLIN library catalog. There are several ways to get to the book catalog. If you click Books and Media, you can enter your search here. This will search the MU portion of the MERLIN catalog. If you want to, you could select to search the Mobius libraries. These are most of the academic libraries in the state of Missouri. The search box lets you search by keyword, by title, or by author. If you'd like more advanced search options, click Classic Catalog MERLIN. That's what I'm going to do. This is the main search screen. In the upper left is the MERLIN logo. MERLIN is the name given to the catalog of the 4 system libraries. On the right is the Mobius icon. Mobius is a statewide library network. MERLIN is a part of Mobius. In the middle of the page are your search options. The page defaults to quick search, which allows you to do a keyword search, a title begins with, a journal and newspaper begins with, and an author search. The next page is the advanced search. This allows you to do keyword searches in specific fields and to tie them together with Boolean operators. It also allows you to add limits. Next is the subject search. These are searches by Library of Congress subject headings, medical subjects, or genre form terms. Finally, there are number searches. These are mostly used by librarians. Students do not use them very often. On the right is New Search, which brings you back to the search page, My Library Account, which takes you to a page that shows the books you've checked out and allows you to renew them online, Course Reserves, MU Libraries. When you open that up, you can go to an individual library web page. MU will take you back to the MU Libraries web page, a button to search Mobius, and finally a help button, which has very good help. When you run many of the searches, what you retrieve is a results page. If you search for an author, you'll get a list of authors. If you search by title or keyword, you'll get a list of book titles. If you search by subject, you'll get a list of subjects. This sometimes confuses students. Let's see an example of a results page. I'm going to search title begins with. I want to search the word Platonic. I'm going to make sure my search looks at only the MU campus libraries. What I've retrieved are a list of titles that begin with Platonic and then go on from there. If I click the title of the book, I'll be taken to the book record where I can find the call number so I can locate the book. On the right-hand column is the year the book was published. Another search that often brings up a results page is an author search. Here I'm going to search last name Clay, first name D. I'm going to keep it restricted to the MU catalog and I'll submit it. Here I have a list of the authors whose last name is Clay and first name starts with the letter D. If I scroll through, I see the person I want is named Diskin Clay. I'll click his name. There I'll retrieve a list of books by title. If I want to, I can stop and just get the call number from here. Or if I click, I can find out a little bit more about the book by going to the book record. The other search that brings up a results page is a subject search. Here I'm going to search by Library of Congress subject headings. I'm going to put in Platonic, searching the MU campus. We'll submit it. What I do is get a list of subject headings. The first one says Platonic Academy of Florence, C. Accademia Platonica, Florence, Italy. That's a cross-reference. Then there are the titles of the subjects, Platonic Love, and so on, and the number of books attached to that subject. If I want to see those books, I merely click the subject heading, and I'll get a list of those books, the title of the book, and also the call number of the book. If I want more information, I can click the title of the book to go to the book record. The record page is a more complete description of the book. The author and title are given, as well as the publication information. A description of the book is provided, the number of pages, whether it contains illustrations. If there's a table of contents, the contents are listed. The notes tell you if there's a bibliography in the book. That can be very useful to know. Subjects are assigned by librarians. If you can find a good subject, you can find all the books in the library on that topic. Finally, there are numbers, ISBN numbers, OCLC numbers. These are useless for finding the book, and you want to ignore them. If you are trying to find the book in the library, you want to come up here. There are three elements. The location tells you first which campus the library is on. The second element is the name of the library the book is located in. Sometimes the LS code is followed by a more specific location code. The most common ones are reference, which is in the middle of the first floor, special collections, which is on the fourth floor of the library, west side, government documents, which is on the first floor, east side of the library, and juvenile, which is in 3 west. If the book is in one of those locations, you must go to that location to find the book. Next is the call number for the book. And finally, there is the status of the book. This particular book is checked out and the due date is given. If the book were available, it would say not checked out. Other status codes include in transit, meaning it's being shipped between libraries, and lib use only, which means it's either a reference book or it's a book up in special collections. If the book is in Ellis Library, you can determine what floor it is on by clicking MU Ellis. A book location guide comes up. Our call number, B, is between B and HE, so it would be on 3 East. We'd go to the 3rd floor of the library, east side, to find that book. The record has 2 tabs. The first is locations, which we're looking at. The second is find similar items. What that does is pull the author, title, and subjects up so you can search them. If I search Disc and Clay, I will get all the books in the library written by him. If I click the subjects Plato Dialogues, I'll get all the books in the library with those subject headings. Finally, next to the call number is a Nearby on Shelf button. If you press that, you'll be put in a call number browse. The book you've searched will appear, and all the books around it. It's like browsing the shelves without going to the shelves. One of the strongest features of the catalog is the ability to search other libraries and to request books from those libraries, or to do a Mobius search and search other libraries in the state of Missouri and request books from them. Watch the video Requesting Books to see how to do that. Thanks for watching, and if you need any help, come to the reference desk at Ellis Library.